Welcome back to the Spicy Apron. Today I have a very special guest for you, my wonderful husband Paul, who has perfected grilled artichokes. So today he is going to show you how he makes his grilled artichokes. Take it away, Paul.
All right. Yeah, so hi. You know my wife, she does 99% of our cooking for sure, but there are a couple recipes that I'd love to do. These artichokes are one of those recipes. I'm going to demonstrate that today. But before that, you probably noticed we've got a new kitchen and it's in our Airstream. So we just got this Airstream. We are out camping right now. You might even see the light change because of some clouds going by. But we are so happy to be here and working out of this new kitchen and out of our Airstream. So let me get on with the recipe. Okay, so this is a two-part recipe to do these grilled artichokes. The first part is cooking them in the Instant Pot. And we do that for a couple different reasons. It makes the artichoke very consistent. It also saves us a lot of time when cooking it. And then secondly is we're going to sear them on an outdoor grill, very high heat. We want to char them up nicely, and that's the second step of this recipe. So first, let's talk about the artichoke. So what you're looking for in the artichoke is you're looking for one that's about the size of a grapefruit, which this one's really good, a large grapefruit. And then secondly, you're looking for it to be firm. So some of them you'll be able to really squish it, and you don't want that one. You want one that's nice and firm like this one is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to prepare it for cooking. So what I typically do first is I cut off all but about an inch of the stem, and we get rid of that. So you want to trim off these leaves on the stem as well. So that's what I'm doing here. So we'll just clean this up a little bit. The last step is to cut it in half, and you really want to cut it almost perfectly in half. So that's what I'm doing with this one. We're going to see the inside. This one looks really good. So I think this is a really good artichoke. All right, so now what we want to do is just put a little bit of salt and pepper on these before we start to cook them. So I'm just going to put some pepper in here like this. Then I'll throw some salt in as well. Salt on it. And we can be as liberal as we want to be. So anyway, I think that looks good initially for salt and pepper. So now the next step that we're going to do once we have the artichokes prepared is we're going to pressure cook them in Instant Pot. Typically for two artichokes, it's going to take about 17 minutes, and we're going to use the Instant Pot. So now we're ready to put the artichoke in the Instant Pot. So it's important that we put this trivet in the base. We want to keep it off the bottom of the Instant Pot pan. We're going to put the artichokes in. What we want to do is we want to face the artichoke up to us. We're going to put in, a cup of water is what we want to cook it. So that's about that amount. Couple good splashes. I like to put in balsamic vinegar, so or any type of vinegar really will work. So we want to put in a couple splashes of that, and we're ready to cook. So let's put the lid on. We're going to cook it on high. So cook 17 minutes. It's already set for that, and I'm ready to go. All right, now that we've got the artichokes cooking, we're going to do two different things. First off, we're going to make a dipping sauce. So in that dipping sauce, I do a couple different things. It's very simple. The base is mayonnaise, and then I want some kick to it. So I always put sriracha sauce in it, and depending on my mood, I can either use a Dijon mustard or a horseradish. I'm not sure I would do both, but it just depends on what you have available and what you want to do. And then I also put a little bit of pickle juice. So I'll go ahead and put that together now. We want about a cup of mayonnaise, and that's for two people. So I'm going to put in about that much mayonnaise. I'm going to put in a good squirt of sriracha sauce. Again, I personally like to have a lot of kick in this. So I would say we're going to put in probably 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, and then this is the way I do it, so I'm going to show it to you. Is I just pour a little bit of pickle juice on top of that. I'll get a fork out and I will mix it up. It's very simple to make this, and again, this is just going to be a dipping sauce. This is going to be a good amount for two of us, and you'll see it turn an orangish color from the sriracha sauce. Mix it up well. And then what I like to do is taste test it. That's good. That's very good. So I think that's perfect for Heather and myself for the artichoke. All right, so we just released the steam in the Instant Pot. Let's take a look at these. So, all right, let's pull the artichokes out. set these right here on the cutting board that we have. We'll move the Instant Pot out of our cooking area here, so we'll set that there. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on this cutting board because I'm going to baste these with a garlic butter, and it's going to get a little messy. So, but first, let's take a look at the artichokes. So what we're looking for in the artichoke is we want to trim this stuff out of there. So we're going to trim along this edge right here. And what you're looking for, if you know that it's cooked right, is you cut right along like this. And you don't want this that you just cut through to be firm, but you don't want it to be mushy either. So again, I'm going to cut right along here at this base. And I think this is going to be perfect for us. Again, it's not mushy and it's not firm. If it's firm, that means your leaves aren't going to be cooked enough for when you eat those, and you're going to want to cook them in your Instant Pot for another minute or two to finish them up. So then we're going to take just a regular pair of tongs. We're going to grab a hold of some leaves. You're going to want to go about 3 or 4 leaves back, and you're going to work this middle section out of here. So see how that pulls out. Whoops, I got kind of a mess going on here. And we're going to want to make sure that, I don't know what you call this stuff, but it's kind of fuzzy. You want to make sure all of that is cleaned out of there. And let's also do it to this one. Pull it. And that came out very nice and cleanly. So what we have now is just simply the leaves in there without any of this in there. So you want to clean this out and you want to throw it out. So now I have my butter with garlic powder in my butter, so it makes a nice strong garlic butter sauce. And we're going to baste the artichokes with this. And by the way, the full recipe is down below right there, so you can check that out that my wife is going to write up. So we're going to baste these very heavily. For me, the more butter and garlic that I put on these, just to me it seems like the better they taste. So when I am actually searing them on the grill and getting a nice char on those, when I flip them over, I will baste the other side. I don't do that right now. So now these are ready to go on the grill. Okay, we're down to the final step now, which is grilling the artichoke. So I've got them here. We basted them in the garlic butter salt. And what I want to do is I'm going to put them on the grill. And this is a high heat. So we want these, again, the idea is to get them charred. So if your grill flames like this one is doing, that's okay, because we're looking for these to char. So I usually leave these like this for 1 to 2 minutes. You can check them, but again, we're looking for a char on both sides. And now that those are charring and they're down on that side, I'm going to put some garlic butter on this side and get it ready to flip. So I'm going to let this go for about 2 minutes now. All right, so these are ready to flip. I'm going to flip them over, and they've got a nice char on this side, which is awesome. So now I'm going to let them sit on this other side for about a minute. But as you can see, there's a very nice char. So we're going to let this sit for about a minute. All right, I think these are good to go. They are finished. We're going to put them back on the plate, and we're going to eat them.
Okay, so here's the funny thing about artichokes. Paul and I eat them differently. He eats them from the inside. I eat them from the outside.
What you want to do is get a leaf like this, and you're just going to scrape from about midway up the leaf to its edge. We're just going to put it in the dipping sauce if you want. You don't have to. And just scrape. These are perfect.
Oh my God. Okay. I think it might be better than, okay, well, no. No, but they're really, really, really good.
These are absolutely perfect.
One more for the road. Honestly, if you make one recipe from this whole entire YouTube channel, make these. They're delicious. Thank you so much for watching the Spicy Apron Cooking Show, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
And I'm getting back to the artichokes.